Good evening and welcome to the Surry Historical Society, where the past isn't over. Tonight we're going to recall some of the colorful characters from Surry's past. Just a few preliminaries. If you're not yet a member of the society, the annual dues are just $5, and we have membership forms on the back. And if you decide to join right away, you can see one of the officers who I'll introduce in a moment. Otherwise, you can mail it in at your convenience, but it's a real deal for $5 and it supports our work. We also have been circulating a contact sheet asking for a name, phone number, or email, so in the future we can send notices about our programs so we don't miss out. And I also have usually neglected to mention that for people with problems with the stairs, and we have a steep set out front, there is a side entrance to the building that has no stairs. The only stairs would be the two onto and off of the stage to get to the back door. So if you know someone that hasn't been coming because they're intimidated by the steps, they can still come and enter through the side. Most people don't know there's a side entrance, so that's that. Okay, so let's begin with the Secretary's report. We have a brief summary of last month's meeting, and I'll call on Audrey Carter, our Secretary, for that.
Good evening. Our meeting was June 18th, and our topic was Toddy Pond History, presented by Dr. Sarah Levine. John started the meeting at 7 p.m. He explained that our June meeting is usually time for election of new officers. However, since there were no changes proposed in officers, he read the list, which I'll repeat now in a minute. And the group voted on retaining the officers as listed. There is an opening for a position of building superintendent, so audience members were encouraged to let John know if they're interested in this position, and I think that's still an invitation.
Yes.
So the officers for 2018 are President John Curtis, Vice President Wayne Smith, Secretary Audrey Carter, Treasurer Max Brennick-Meyer, Historian Wilbur Saunders, Publicity Pat Saunders, Fore and Aft Editor Terry Higgins, Building Superintendent Bacon, and other board members include Deb Benham, Ruth Brennick-Meyer, Jane Lord, Sue McDonald, Bob Milliken, Gary Sargent, Joyce Small, and Jane Smith. Audrey Carter, Secretary, read the minutes of the September 2017 meeting. Max Brennick-Meyer gave a thorough treasurer's report. The evening program, Toddy Pond History, was presented by Dr. Sarah Levine, who has summered on Middle Toddy for 22 years. Dr. Levine is an officer of the Toddy Pond Association and author and editor of Toddy Pond, A History. Dr. Levine's talk was detailed and informative. She used slides of old photos to enhance her presentation. Dr. Levine frequently referred to Wilbur and Marjorie Saunders as providing information and resources that pertain to the history of the pond. There are a few bits of information from her talk in the following information. However, those who want more detail may want to contact Dr. Levine to purchase a copy of her book. At the end of the meeting, Guy Thompson took the floor to discuss upcoming events and fundraisers for the restoration of the old Surry School. Tickets are being sold for a raffle, including a quilt made by Crystal Alline and several other articles. The drawing will be in September. 2019 calendars featuring photos of the old schoolhouse are available for purchase. John reminded the audience of the upcoming meetings for 2018. July's meeting will be the ever-popular session, Local Yokels. There were 72 people in attendance at the meeting. Following the meeting, many enjoyed refreshments and many enjoyed talking with new and old friends. Sincerely submitted, Audrey Carter.
Thank you, Audrey. I should mention that since we have the election of officers, we've had one resignation from the board and a new member. I want to thank Deb Benham for her many, many years of service to the board. She's moved on to other things, and we've added a new member, Catherine Engel. Kathy, would you just stand up briefly? And I'd like to call on Max to read the treasurer's report. Max.
Okay, for the period of 18th of June to the 15th of July, which was yesterday, we collected dues of $160, donations of $110, interest of $7.12, for a grand total of $277.12. We had no expenses for the period, so we had a net flow of the $277.12. The balance sheet as of the 15th of July of this year, checking $1,380, savings of $14,290, and a CD of $51,100. Pretty much those last two numbers are from Mr. Jordan's request of several years ago of $100,000. The total as of the 15th of July, $66,770. Any questions? Seeing none?
Thank you.
There's the secretary. Here she is.
When do you want dues?
Dues have been due, and I'll take them anytime, as long as you add a piece of paper, so I know whose money is being given to the Historical Society. It's only $5. It won't break anybody's piggy bank.
Not so tall. Thank you, Max. We do have two brief announcements. First, I'll call on Pete Thompson. Pete, would you come up to the mic?
Certainly. Audrey did a nice job of telling you about our raffle ticket and our calendar, and they are for sale. And if you would like to see me, I'm over there in the corner afterwards. $5 for the raffle ticket, and $10 for the calendar. And then if you buy more than one calendar, it's $5 for the others. The big news for this week is that on Saturday, July 21st, we're having our second annual crab roll luncheon and bake sale down at the old school from 11 to 1. And it should be tasty and sweet, and would help us with our expenses for the school. And I did add one thing. John and I were talking, and Gary were talking about adding a little dimension to the crab roll luncheon. And we have a lady in town who makes goat's milk. And John said, wouldn't it be neat if she could bring one of her goats? Well, hello, she's going to bring a goat down with her on Saturday. So it'll be a little bit different. Please come and join us. It is a decent price, good food, and help in the restoration of the old school. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Now I'll call on Kathy Engel for a brief announcement.
Thank you. East Blue Hill Village is having a house tour on Sunday, July 29th, and it's from noon to 4 p.m. It's a self-guided tour of the 7 homes that are on the main street of East Blue Hill. Tickets in advance are $20, $25 at the event, and you could have a box lunch for $10 pre-ordered if you're interested in going. Again, that's Sunday, July 29th. I will put this poster up on the back table so you can see how to get your reservations if you would like. So thank you.
Society.